This is a Mets Willits Point bound 7 local train. The next and last stop is Mets Willits Point.
Closing doors, please.
And before we get started, guys, I'd like to say thank you guys again for tuning in, new viewers and returning viewers alike. Please do not forget to click that little button down there. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And do what that little dog is doing down there. Hit the bell for notifications as well. This way you can get alerts of when I drop new material. On this episode of Bearded Mets Banter, folks, I'm going to talk about my trip to Pittsburgh that I had this last weekend. I'm just recovering my voices. I feel a lot better than what it was. I tried recording the last couple of days and my voice just didn't sound very well. It actually went out, during that second night. It was kind of crazy how that went down. You already know how those last few innings played out in Pittsburgh. That second game when we blew a 6-0 lead and lost 9-7 on that walk-off. I was sitting right behind it. It was a crazy night. Well, let's just go to the Friday. That's why I'm wearing this Retired 21. When I landed on Friday, the sky was super dark as we were descending into Pittsburgh International Airport. And as soon as we landed and we started taxiing, lightning struck. And the thunder was tremendous from that lightning strike. And as the airplane stopped, because when lightning strikes, everything stops at the airport. So the pilot came over the PA system and he's like, we landed just in time. That lightning struck just under 30 seconds from us touching down on the ground. That was an experience, it made me nervous, and then all of a sudden the sky opened up. So fortunately, I didn't check any baggage in. I had my carry-on. I made my way down to the customer pickup, or passenger pickup rather, and I ordered an Uber. And to my surprise, during the week, I was doing my research to see what an Uber cost from the airport to my hotel, the Spring Hill Suites, which is across the street from the ticket office of PNC Park. And it was $34 on an average day, but with the surge in price, my fare was actually up to $84. Shame on you, Uber. I heard about your practices, but I'll cover that on another time. But yes, I was able to get in a Uber. Fortunately, there was no long wait. I got a really nice driver, gave me good conversation. He's been living in the Pittsburgh area for 12 years. Never been to a baseball game. It's tough to explain to an adult the rules of baseball because they have so many questions like a child, but it's just so awkward. I don't know why. It's just like, I think it was the cultural difference as well. He's used to playing football or soccer. Anyway, the gentleman was pleasant. Took me to my hotel room. I checked in. I saw the gentleman, the president of the 7 line, which is the reason why I went. I bought tickets for the Pit It in the Books, as so terribly named, weekend Saturday game. But I had purchased tickets to see the Friday night game as well to make it a weekend. And I had really good seats for that Friday night game. We hit into a few double plays that game with no outs, and we ruined totally great rallies. And to lose 4-1, those jacks that we gave up after that little scuffle, I have a little bit of video of it. I caught the ending of it because we were chatting with some guys, with some fellow Mets fans that were there. They were from New Jersey, and they were actually sitting a few sections from where I was. I was sitting in section 13. This is my view right here, and it was a fantastic game up until that scuffle, and then the Pirates just pulled away. They hit a couple bombs there. Defoe and Brian Reynolds hit that shot straight away. It was crazy. He got the best of them there, but the New York Mets couldn't pull that one off. It was a tough loss, but I dedicated that day mostly. It was all about Roberto Clemente. I wore this shirt and this hat on that Friday night. It was kind of like a spiritual thing, a spiritual getaway for me, as my father and I, we had discussed going to PNC Ballpark, but we could never fulfill it because my dad passed away 7 years ago. And I by myself was reluctant. up until thanks to the Seven Line for putting that trip together. Although I didn't sit with them, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a bit. But yeah, it was a fun night. I was able to meet up with Danny Torres of the Talking 21 podcast. He's an incredible Roberto Clemente historian. I actually got to meet one of Roberto Clemente's family members. I think it was his son or his brother or cut. I'm not sure who it was. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to tell you, but I know I met a Clemente because when Danny introduced me to him, Danny said Clemente at the end of his name. It was late. It was around midnight, and I was looking for a place to eat. And that bar they was at, I was pissed off. They wasn't serving any food, so I took my ass upstairs and ordered some Uber Eats. Anyway, yeah, that was pretty much the gist of the night, man. It was all about Roberto Clemente. I took so many pictures with so many different Pirates fans. I can't tell you if I'm going to be on anybody's social media, on Instagram, nothing. I didn't do anything like that. I was just there just to give props. I wasn't there to take pictures with people. If people wanted to take pictures, they took pictures. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, it was all about paying homenaje to one of the greatest baseball players to ever play in the major leagues. And the first Latino-Americano superstar, to grace the stage. And he was black on top of that, his skin. So he saw a lot of bad stuff during the civil rights era as well. He was given opportunities to reap benefits of white players because he spoke Spanish, but he refused. And as he would tell his teammates no when they urged him to go to the good hotel, he would tell them, no, don't you see, I'm black just like you guys. If they don't let you in, they don't let me in. And that was a huge part of the 1971 World Series champion, the very first ever black lineup assembled. The 1971 world champion Pittsburgh Pirates, they were recognized. I was given a t-shirt. I have it on the chair over there. It's a really beautiful t-shirt. It says 1971 Pittsburgh Pirates, and then on the back it has the names of the players and the managing coaching staff. It's incredible that the Seven Line coincidentally did it at that very time, and it was a pleasure and an honor to be a part of that. The t-shirt, actually, I'm going to give it to my next door neighbor here in North Carolina, because I was wearing the shirt as I came back on Sunday, and he was like, "You were in Pittsburgh?" And yes, I hardly ever spoke to him. We just say, we greet each other, good morning, good evening, and so on and so forth. We've never had the chance to converse. And when he saw the shirt, he happens to be from Pittsburgh, so the shirt is on the chair. I washed it today, and it's on a chair, and I'm gonna give it to him. He's from Pittsburgh. He could, value the shirt, or it could bring him a little home. He's probably been away, who knows for how long he's been away from Pittsburgh. But that's pretty much the gist of it. That weekend, that Friday night, and the Saturday evening, there was another ceremony. It was beautiful. I'll bring you guys up to speed with that a little bit later. But yes, that Friday night, it was like a spiritual retreat for me. It was all about Roberto Clemente and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Of course, I was cheering for the Mets the entire night, which confused a lot of people. Even the Mets fans that were sitting next to me. Hello to Michelle and her husband and son. They were cool, and the folks all around. I met two wonderful people. I met actually three great couples from Pittsburgh. Such accommodating people, such wonderful people, and they didn't give me any grief as their Pirates beat us that night. And it was a fun time. The people of Pittsburgh are so pleasant. I enjoyed myself thoroughly. And that's the end of this one. I'll talk to you guys in a few when we discuss Saturday's affairs. What's up, y'all? I'm back. As you can see, I'm donning our team's colors. Donnie Stevenson. I know a lot of people are tired of him. I personally love it. It's a team bonding thing. Anyway, enough about that. Saturday, I get up at 7:30 in the morning. I'm like a kid at Christmas. I love baseball, as most of y'all already know. Shout outs to Mets Twitter. Shout outs to True to the Orange and Blue on Facebook. Shout out to Vintage Mets. Shout out to Manny. Shout out to Theo Al. Shout out to Small Ball. Runs for the Grom. Shout out to T. Giselle. Shout out to Sammy K. Shout out to Boomer. Shout out to Keith Griffey. Shout out to everyone on Mets Twitter. Shout out to all Mets fans around all variables of social media. Yes. Even the ones that are irate, you know what I'm saying? So this is our team, you know what I'm saying? So this Saturday morning, I took it and I walked around the stadium. I went for my walk. I usually go for a walk 3 or 4 times a week, and I took that Saturday morning to go for a walk. I decided to go Facebook Live. I went Facebook Live, and as I'm doing my walk, I make it down to the Riverwalk right after seeing the statue of Bill Mazeroski. And as soon as I hit the bottom step and I look to my left, which is the direction that I'm about to walk, I run into Ricky Bonus. This must have been a sign of things to come. So I wasn't recording him. I was actually filming myself on my live video, and I was about to turn around to show the people the city, the Pittsburgh skyline in the morning, and they could see closer to a building that has a Roberto Clemente. I was gonna say Keith Haring, but it's not Keith. It's another great artist, Andy Warhol. They're painting on a building, and they're in a certain order according to a tour guide. So as I get down there, I see Ricky Bonus, and I say, "Hey, Ricky," and he's like, he gave me, he greeted me, and he just kept he was jogging by with a trainer, and they're just running the river. I do a few laps. Every time I go up the stairs, it's in the center field fence or entrance where the Roberto Clemente statue and the foot of the Roberto Clemente bridge is on the North Shore side of Pittsburgh. I always stop and would run into people. It was always a conversation with a different group of people, and I walked around it, I think 4 times. Yeah, I walked around it 4 times, and on the 4th time, I was tired. I went upstairs, I got breakfast, got ready, and then I had a scheduled a tour, a PNC Ballpark tour at 11 a.m. So the tour lasted from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Got some beautiful pictures, as you guys can see, of the ballpark, the tour. It was incredible. I got to walk in the outfield, took pictures sitting down in the Mets, the visitors bullpen, which was the Mets bullpen at the time. It was a really nice experience. I had a great time. And then afterwards, I walked over across the Roberto Clemente Bridge, and I went to the Market Square to get me a Primanti Brothers sandwich. While online for a Primanti Brothers sandwich, let me stop real quick and rewind. On the way there, I thought they were staying at, I think is the Renaissance. Yeah, the Renaissance, but they're not. They used to stay there, if I understand correctly, a while back. But now they're staying at another hotel called the Fairmont, which I had no clue. So as I'm passing by to get to the Market Square, by the Highmark building or whatnot that is over there, that area, I noticed a bunch of Mets fans standing around in front of the Fairmont. And I asked, are the Mets coming out? And people are like, yeah, this is their hotel. And I noticed 2 buses were there. So, okay, I'm going to stand by. So after like about a minute or two, I was like, you know what? No, this is crazy. And I don't want to do this. So I decided to walk off. But right before I started to walk off, I noticed Tyler McGill walked out the hotel, low key. He was that evening starter. So he walks out and he passes a few people, and I go loud. I say, "Oh, there's Tyler McGill," and I started to cross the street like in the direction he's going, and they're like, "Where? He just passed in front of you." The people in front of that he passed in front of were asking where, and he looked back to me to see if I was going to identify him, and I didn't. I was like, "Oh, no, my bad." And he smirked. And we walked the same direction. I just walked past him, didn't ask him for an autograph or anything. I wasn't there for that. I was there for something else. I was there to see my Mets. That's not my style. I'm not going to harass players for autographs, especially when they want to be not seen. And he had just gotten away from quite a few Mets fans. So I went to back to Primanti's. And as I stood online, the sky opened up. Fortunately, there was something I could stand on that I didn't get so wet. But yeah, after 40 minutes, I got inside. I sat at the bar. I had me a fantastic Primanti Brothers turkey sandwich. Next time I go with my wife, she could, I can't eat beef, but I will eat the beef with her. She knows exactly what to do to help me out. You know what I'm saying? Medically, she got anyway. I will try a beef one the next time I go. I had a turkey one, and I thought it was delicious. A great experience overall. I highly recommend, if you're in Pittsburgh, get you a Primanti Brothers sandwich. And if you can eat beef, try any other one of the beef options. From what I understand, the pastrami and the roast beef is the way to go. So I leave Primanti's, and it's still raining, considerably, not heavy, but they're big drops. It's heavier than a drizzle. And this is when I started to get soaked. I had my black 7-line Mets jersey on, this hat, and some great cargos, and my custom Kyries that I have. Do I have them here? Oh, I do. I'll put them right here. Actually, seriously, this is not intentional. I did not. So I had these on. I did these on the Nike Custom Yourself. They're like a year and a half old. So anyway, I'm with these sneakers, and I'm soaked, and I'm like, I gotta get back to the hotel, and I still have a ways to get. So as I'm walking, the street is empty, like super empty. No one's out. It's just I'm the only one walking in the street like a moron. And I look in the shop, and the shop was like inside of the building, but it was like a column to the building. So it was like a low-key shop that during this jury day, you couldn't tell that if they were open or not, or that there was even shops there. So I looked to my left because it caught my attention because the light was on. So when I look, I see a guy with an umbrella, and I see a guy buying an umbrella, and a kid with a baseball, and a man fiddling with a book of baseball cards. So when I look further at the guy holding the umbrella, it was J.D. Davis, third baseman of the New York Mets. Of course, you all know that. And then the guy inside the store finishing his purchase of an umbrella, which they were flimsy, crappy umbrellas, but they rather have anything than nothing at all, unlike me. It was Dom Smith, and they were pleasant, man. I went up to JD, I fist bumped him. He was super cool. I was excited for him to be back, and I told him that. I was like, I'm very happy for you. And then he had the biggest like Kool-Aid smile on his face, and he's like, yo, I'm so happy to be back. It's been such a long time. So as Dom is autographing and completing, finishing up, I asked JD, he's like, are you guys walking to the ballpark? He's like, yeah, we're going to the ballpark right now. And then after I asked him that, Dom approached, and I'm like, hey, Dom, what's going on, man? How you doing? And he's like, I'm good, bro. How are you? Pleasant. They were super cool, down to earth. And I asked him, I said, look, I don't want to take no pictures with y'all or anything like that. I just want to walk and talk. I'm staying, at this point, I had checked out of the other hotel, and I was staying at the hotel, the Residence Inn, which is a much nicer hotel than the Spring Hill Suites, by the way. Much, much nicer. An upgrade and a half. That hotel is across the street from the home plate entrance. So when I tell them, look, I'm staying at the Residence Inn, can we walk and talk a little baseball? They're like, yeah, man, come on. So we start walking. As soon as we start walking, the sneakerhead in Dom Smith is like, yo, nice Kyries. And I was like, yo, good looking out. They custom. He's like, yeah, I know. I was like, you a sneakerhead. You should know. So we just talking about hitting and, how the fans have been pressing them and how they've been tough on Lindor. And then, both of them, especially JD, was adamant about it. He was like, yo, I don't understand how much he's trying. And I was like, my man, he beats himself up. We see it. He takes full responsibility, man. And I told JD that, like, I let him know, like, I know what Lindor is going through because he's telling us. His emotions tell us, you know what I mean? And people were still ragging him. And JD was in agreement. He's like, yo, he works hard. It's going to come around. It's happening. And I was like, we've been seeing it. We have been seeing it up until he got hurt, man. He got hurt on Friday. And now this team is going to miss him. And a lot of y'all are going to really see his value now in terms of his offense, his glove, just his presence in the clubhouse. He's still around, but it's not the same Francisco right now. Right now, you're seeing a different Francisco because he wants to be on that field. So as we're walking and talking about hitting, I'm talking to the guys about hitting of my own recent shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to be fanboy. We talking back and forth. JD Davis was super cool, man. He was talkative as well, pleasant. As we got to the of the Roberto Clemente Bridge on the downtown side, we hear some dude, and he's like, oh, calling out, Dom Smith, Dom Smith. Anyway, make a long story short, the dude shows up. He has a white t-shirt on, and his hair's wet. He's wet just like I am. And he asked to take a picture with Dom Smith. He completely disregarded JD Davis. He was disrespectful towards JD Davis. And he wanted a picture. So Dom Smith was like, you serious? Let's take the picture. Let's do it. Dom was like, let's go. Come on, please. Is not mean or nothing. Dom was like, let's do it. It's raining. But no, he had a special M.A. Leon d'Or Mets hat, which is a green Mets hat. It's just a green Mets hat, and it says M.A. Leon d'Or. It's this it's like $150 hat, and he wanted to take it specifically with Dom Smith because he thought, Dom Smith is a fashion aficionado, that in the rain, Dom Smith wanted to take a picture with this guy wearing a M.A. Leon d'Or hat. So to make, things matters worse, after he takes the picture, he asked JD Davis to take a picture of them because he took it with a disposable camera at first. And JD Davis obliges, takes a picture, and then he wants his girlfriend to take a picture of him and Dom Smith now. So Dom turns to JD, is like, you want to get in this? And then JD is like, I don't know if dude want me in the picture. So JD just gets in the picture and throws a backwards peace sign, and that's that. So after that happens, we start walking and talking, and JD Davis and Dom Smith are like, at this time, they're not perturbed, but they're puzzled by it, because it went from something like the three of us, we were genuinely talking like just baseball. It was just some cool down to earth shit, like they were cool. And it was under a certain pretense because I came up to them with respect. I came up to them, just wanted to shoot the shit with them. And this dude came and he starts walking. He tagged along, him and his girl. And as we're walking, JD and I just proceed to go ahead. I just start talking with JD, and Dom and the kid just has Dom's, ear kind of, but he's like a prisoner. He doesn't want to seem like a dick. You understand? He didn't want to be a dick in the rain, and this kid was persistent. So JD and I were talking the whole way, and we go underneath the overhang of the stadium to not be wet, and we walked all the way around. So we were talking about hitting and fast hands and balance at the plate, all the things Lindor had going minus the timing. And just about when we get to my hotel's like right across the street diagonally now. I tell JD Davis, I thanked him for the conversation. He was like, where you going? I'm like, I told you, my hotel's right here. And he's like, oh, man, thanks, man. I said, yo, good luck tonight, bro. And he fist bumped me. He was like, yo, I appreciate the talk. Thank you so much for everything, man. Have a good night. And then I turned to Dom, and I'm like, yo, Dom, I'm out crossing. And Dom is like confused. He's like, where you going? And I was like, my hotel's right here. And he's like, oh, man, all right, man, I'll see you, man. He's like, I appreciate you, my guy. And I was like, yo, good luck tonight. And as y'all know, they both had hits that night. JD hit 2 home runs and a double, and it was a cool night up until the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning when it all imploded. And yeah, that 9th inning was not Rojas' fault, but that 8th inning sure was. You can't tell me any different. Okay, you cannot tell me any different. That game should never have been 6-5. That was pretty much the Saturday how it went, and my voice, that Saturday my voice was gone. I was totally upset, and that Saturday night I did not sit with the 7 line because they were just drinking, and I drink, but I don't drink that much, and it was kind of loud in there, and I just really wanted to get a feel for the game like I got for a feel for the game on Friday night. I got a hookup. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I go, I meet people, and people always, I don't know what it is, man. I talk to people. I build bridges with people. I connect with people, and some way, somehow, in that Saturday night game, I wound up sitting like in section 114. The night before I was in section 13, which is just down the stairs from section 113. I was just a section over now in 114. I had another fantastic set of seats. Check it out, y'all. The people were gracious enough to share their family seats with us, and we had a fantastic time that evening. We met the vice president and chairman of the Pittsburgh Steelers Mighty Yinzer Mob, which is the NFL version of the 7 Line. They don't travel like that, but they host some of the illest tailgates in the NFL. Shout out to the Yinzer Mob, my man over there. What was my man's name? Demas and Barry. Barry is the vice president and treasurer of the Yinzer Mob. Shout outs to them out there. They doing big things. Well, folks, this concludes the Saturday portion of my night. It was fireworks night. I live tweeted it, the fireworks show. I had to enjoy that for the sake of that walk-off grand slam that I was sitting right behind, and my boy my man Brian, I haven't seen him in 25 years, and I saw him just this past weekend, 2 nights in a row. We watched our Mets. Too bad we lost, but he's like, he's gonna get it because the fence is low, but my man hit a jack. He crushed that. There was no way Pilar was gonna get that. It was quite a few rows back. It was a tough loss, and that was how it ended. And then that fireworks show made it a little bit better. But what made the night so much more better was I found this pizzeria that they made this pizza. It was like a deep dish. It was incredible. I forgot the name of the pizzeria. It was late at night. It was an Uber Eats. I'll check my Uber Eats thing and I'll post it. And I'll put in the comment section the name of the pizzeria. It was fantastic. And they made a chicken gyro as well. I wanted to order a couple things. But the pizza I brought back. It was that good. I brought the pizza back home. Yeah, folks. That was pretty much how my weekend in Pittsburgh went. It was fun. The people of Pittsburgh are incredible. Like I said, my next door neighbor, I had no idea was from Pittsburgh. And, I'm giving him that shirt, the commemorative 1971 shirt. Yeah, y'all. Y'all like my new mini mic? This is my mini mic right here. I like to use this when I use my phone to do the videos now. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of this one, guys. On behalf of myself, Donnie Stevenson, and that crazy bunch we love, the New York Mets, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. This has been another episode of Bearded Mets Banter with your boy and host, Chente Camacho Jr. I thank you guys for always tuning in. And please like, share, and subscribe. Shout outs to Mets Twitter. Shout outs to all Mets fans across all platforms of social media. This is your boy, Chente Camacho, signing off. Peace and love, y'all. Hey, Mets fans. Tune in to the end of the show. There's no credits this time. I have a little extra footage for you guys. The commemoration of the 1971 World Series champion, Pittsburgh Pirates. Enjoy, guys.
Coach Don Leopard. Bill Tabalino. Bill Mazeroski. Bob Peel. Bill Burden. And Luke Walker. And we'd like to honor the memories of those who have passed on, but who continue to live on in spirit as cherished members of our Pirates family. Trainer, Tony Barderone. Coach, Frank Osia.
Rest in peace.
Coach, Don Osborne.
Rest in peace.
Coach, Dave Ricketts.
Rest in peace.
Equipment Manager, John Holy Halligan. Doc Ellis.
Oh, no.
Jackie Hernandez.
You heard about that cat? You do the no on
Bruce
LSD.
Keeson. Bob Moose. Jose Pagan.
Whoa.
Charlie Sands. And Rennie Stennett.
He went 7 for 7, right?
And we are so proud to have with us on the field the loved ones of 4 key members of the 71 World Series team. Nelson Riles delivered one of the clutch performances in World Series history with a complete game 2-hit shutout in Game 5 of the 71 World Series. Following a 14-year Major League career, he was a Pirate broadcaster, a vice president in the Pirates front office, and longtime director of the Pirates Alumni Association. Here, standing in honor of her late husband, Nellie Briles, is Mrs. Ginger Briles.
Yeah.
A superstar on and off the field for 18 years, 4 National League batting championships.
Roberto
The National League Most
Clemente.
Valuable Player in 1966, a 12-time Gold Glove winner. He hit safely in all 7 games in both the 60 and 71 World Series, and was named the MVP of the 71 World Series when he batted .414. He was and remains the great one. And here, standing in honor of their late father, back in Pittsburgh, are Luis Clemente and Roberto Clemente Jr.
Retire 21! Retire 21!
One of the most successful managers in Pirates and baseball history, he managed the Buffaloes in 4 different stints during his 15 seasons. He won 1,115 games. He led the Pirates to 5 Eastern Division crowns, 2 World Series championships, including the 71 World Series.
Go Pirates.
Standing in honor of their late father and grandfather, Danny Murtaugh, here are grandson Tim Murtaugh and daughter Kathy Murtaugh Walton.
Yeah.
Pops spent his entire 21-year career with the Pirates, blasting a team record 475 home runs, 7-time All-Star, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1988. Captain Willie led the National League in home runs during that 1971 season while driving in 125. Standing in honor of her late husband, Willie Stargell, is Mrs. Margaret Stargell.
Pop! Pop!
And now, let's meet the rest of the 1971 World Series champion Pittsburgh Pirates.
Manny.
He spent his entire 11-year
Manny.
Major League career with the Pirates, and along with Bill Mazeroski, formed one of the most stellar double-play duos in baseball history. He prided himself in doing all the little things right.
Manny.
And did he ever do that? A 2-time Gold Glover. He was the definition of a team player, which helped the Pirates capture the 1971 World Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, Gene Alley. A 50-year career on the mound and in the broadcast booth until his retirement in 2019. He pitched 2 complete game victories for the Buccos during the 71 Fall Classic, a 5-1 win in Game 3, and a 2-1 victory in Game 7 to clinch the World Series.
That was against the
To this
Orioles,
day,
right?
he is the last National League pitcher to throw a complete game in Game 7 of a World Series. Ladies and gentlemen,
crazy.
Steve Blass.
50 years ago, kid. 50 years ago. Nobody done it since. Nobody done that in 50. That's incredible. That's
A first
incredible.
round pick of the Pirates in 1966.
Uh-oh.
Made his Major League debut in September of '69 against the New York Mets. Despite missing several games while on military reserve duty, he played 123 games in 1971 as the team's primary second baseman. He hit .421 in the National League Championship Series. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Cash. His first full season in the big leagues was 1971 when he hit .308. Went on to play 5 of his 10 years with Pittsburgh, a speedster who provided the Bucs with excellent defense. His 5th inning homer in Game 2 of the NLCS helped the Buccos to a 9-4 win over the Giants. Welcome back to Pittsburgh, Gene Clines.
Yeah.
A 16-year Major League career included 7 brilliant seasons as the Pirates closer, perfecting his signature palm ball and helped him lead the National League in saves in 1971.
Hold on.
He recorded 3 critical saves in the postseason.
That Kent
After
Tacoma?
that year, was named the Sporting News Reliever of the Year. Here is Dave Justine.
He was later in his career.
The hit a 3-run homer off Jim Palmer in Game 2 of the World Series. A great of baseball player in the summer, the ever-popular Richie Hebner. Moments before Game 3 of the best-of-5 NLCS, with San Francisco in the series tied with the game apiece, starting pitcher Nelly Riles was a late scratch with an injury. Danny Murtaugh selected this right-hander, who moments later went on to pitch into the 9th inning of the eventual 2-1 Pirates win that swung the series. 27 starts during the regular season, 7 complete games. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Johnson. With the Pirates. As a 21-year-old rookie, he started 31 games behind the plate in 71. In Game 4 of the World Series, called upon to pinch hit, drove in the winning run in the 4-3 victory over the Orioles. Following his playing career, he served as a long-time Pirates hitting coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Milt May. During his 18-year playing career, he played on 5 Pirates Division Championship teams, including the 71 Series team, a 7-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, hit over 300 each of his 11 Pirate seasons, drove in over 1,300 runs in his career. Decisive Game 4 of the NLCS, a 3-run homer in the 6th inning against the Giants. Here is Scoop Al Oliver. Hit a record 3 homers and 1 NLCS. Game 2, the NLCS scored the winning run in the first 9 game ever played in World Series history. Might best be known for the one sign he never saw from third base coach Frank Osiak. In Game 3 of the World Series, the 3-run homer. He was also there to receive Steve Glass after the final out. First baseman, Bob Robertson. Here in Pittsburgh, played on both the 71 and 79 World Series. One of the best catchers of his era. In 1971, he had 319, drove in 81. He hit 379 in the World Series. On September 1st, 1971, he, along with Ray Stanton, Gene Collins, Roberto Clemente, Willie Stargell, Dave Cash, Al Oliver, Doc Ellis, and Jackie Hernandez were the starting 9 in the first all-black lineup in Major League history. One of the most popular players in the history of the Pittsburgh Pirates, catcher Benny Sandier.
Kills me to see them like that.
Let's hear it one more time for the world champion, Pittsburgh Pirates of 1971. And here to represent his teammates with our game time first pitch, let's hear it one more time, his catcher,